was their security guard who said where they were going, right? And as soon as he's about to say where they're...
Harry's rage didn't arrive all at once. It crept in like poison, slow, burning, and deliberate. The kind that tightens your chest long before it ever explodes. Because this time, it wasn't a tabloid headline or a faceless rumor account. This time, it was a man Harry knew. A man who had driven his wife for years. A man who had seen what Harry was never meant to see. No cameras. No photographs. Very sweet to do this under the radar. That single sentence detonated everything.
Formed the taxi, and there's flashes coming from every direction. They're up against the car, just taking pictures.
Those were the exact words spoken by Mr. Ellis, Meghan Markle's longtime former driver, during what was supposed to be a quiet, forgettable interview on a low-profile streaming channel. There was no dramatic introduction, no flashing graphics, just an elderly man sitting stiffly in a chair, hands folded, eyes heavy with something that looked a lot like guilt. I drove Meghan to places Harry was never allowed to know about. The host froze. Viewers froze. And within minutes, the clip was ripped, reposted, and blasted across every corner of social media like a live wire. Ellis didn't smile. He didn't hesitate. He didn't hedge. He explained that Meghan Markle routinely demanded he disable GPS tracking, shut off interior vehicle cameras, and personally select routes that avoided public surveillance. Night trips, last-minute calls, sudden changes, destinations that were never logged, never billed, never spoken of again. She said it was about safety, Ellis continued. But safety doesn't mean secrecy from your own husband. That line alone changed everything.
Precisely what happened on the streets of New York City Tuesday night after Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan and her mother left a charity event in Manhattan.
According to Ellis, these trips often happened when Harry was out of town or deliberately kept busy. The locations weren't charity events or friendly dinners. They were underground parking garages, hourly rate apartments, private entrances, dead suburban roads where headlights were the only witnesses. She was always nervous, Ellis said. Constantly checking her phone, telling me to circle the block, to wait with the engine running. Then came the sentence that turned suspicion into something far darker. I was fired for asking questions. No warning, no explanation, just a cold call from Meghan Markle's assistant and a termination notice. Years of service erased in seconds. Ellis leaned toward the camera, his voice lowering. Harry should keep a closer eye on his wife. The interview ended there. No names. No direct accusations. It didn't need them. 40 minutes later, inside the Montecito mansion, everything shattered. According to a security source, Harry erupted in a way no one had ever seen. He screamed until his voice broke. He hurled his phone against the wall again and again until nothing but shattered glass remained. Staff backed away. Doors closed quietly. No one dared intervene. One sentence kept repeating raw and unhinged. Why didn't I know? That question wasn't for the media. It wasn't for Ellis. It was for Meghan Markle. By nightfall, Harry confronted her. The mansion felt wrong that evening, too quiet, too still, like the air itself was holding its breath. Harry stormed into the living room, eyes bloodshot, hands shaking. His iPad hit the table hard enough to rattle the glassware. Ellis's interview replayed silently on the screen. Meghan Markle looked up from her phone. For a fraction of a second, something crossed her face. Surprise, calculation, fear. Then it was gone. Explain, Harry said, his voice tight, controlled, dangerous. What is he talking about? She set her phone down slowly, tilting her head in that familiar, practiced way, the posture she used in interviews, in therapy-speak moments, in arguments she believed she could win. Harry, it was private work, she said gently. Personal projects. Things I couldn't make public. That was when the switch flipped. Private work that requires turning off GPS? Harry snapped. That requires lying to security? To me? Her tone sharpened. You're being paranoid. You're exaggerating. It was just industry meetings. Girls' nights. Harry slammed his palm on the table. Girls' nights don't happen in underground garages at midnight. Silence fell between them, thick and suffocating. Then Meghan Markle changed tactics. Her shoulders sagged. Her breath hitched. Tears surfaced instantly, perfectly timed. "Do you think I wanted this?" she whispered. "I've been attacked every day since we left the royal family. And now you're doing it too." She reached for him. "Everything I do is to protect you. To protect the children." It was the same routine. The same reversal. Turn accusation into betrayal. Turn questions into cruelty. And for years, it had worked. But not tonight. Later that night, alone in his office, the truth began to surface, not dramatically, but methodically. Harry opened Meghan Markle's official schedule and cross-checked it against gate logs, security messages, and vehicle movement timestamps. That's when he saw it. The gaps. Entire blocks of time erased. Meetings that never happened. Morning runs with no camera footage. Nights when security was dismissed early. Edits layered over edits, like someone constantly rewriting history. 2 lives. One public, one hidden. Harry's chest tightened. His hands went numb. And then he made a decision he never imagined making. He hired a private investigator, not to attack Meghan Markle, but to understand her. Rumors moved faster than facts. Industry insiders whispered that secrecy like that only pointed in one direction. Paparazzi desks buzzed. Anonymous posts multiplied. Then witnesses started emerging. A Montecito neighbor swore she saw Meghan Markle slipping into a black SUV every Tuesday night, dressed entirely in black, head down, moving fast. A West Hollywood barista recalled her whispering with a man in the corner, turning her face away whenever approached. A Beverly Hills hotel clerk remembered a private room booked under a fake name, and one chilling sentence when asked who she was meeting. "Not my husband." Still, none of it explained everything. Until the photo appeared. No caption. No source. Just one image uploaded from a blank account and left to spread on its own. Meghan Markle in a dim underground garage. Hoodie oversized. Cap pulled low. Mask high. 2 men in black handing her a sealed brown package. Not an embrace. A transaction. When Harry saw it, he didn't shout. He didn't rage. He went very, very quiet. And that silence scared everyone far more than his anger ever had. By morning, resolve replaced shock. The private investigator called just after dawn. No greetings. No small talk. "She's careful," the man said. Too careful. But patterns don't lie. The first pattern was Andrew. Not the Andrew of headlines and scandals. Not the caricature everyone thought they knew. This Andrew existed in the margins, private residences, old networks, discreet intermediaries. A man who never appeared on calendars and never traveled under his own name. Ellis hadn't named him publicly. But behind closed doors, that name surfaced again and again. When Harry heard it, his stomach dropped. Suddenly, everything made sense. The secrecy. The disabled GPS. The avoidance of palace security. The deliberate exclusion of Harry himself. Meghan Markle hadn't just been hiding from the press. She'd been hiding from him. Over the next few days, details leaked not from tabloids, not from the palace, but from people who had stayed silent for years. Former staff, drivers, security contractors bound by ironclad NDAs. One former logistics coordinator recalled Meghan Markle insisting on alternate transport whenever Andrew was nearby. Another claimed she personally requested security stand-downs during windows that coincided with Andrew's unannounced visits to California under diplomatic cover. Still circumstantial. Still deniable. But together, devastating. Harry stopped answering calls. Stopped defending Meghan Markle publicly. That alone sent shockwaves through the media. Then came the call from the UK. It wasn't William. It was someone older. Colder. A voice Harry recognized instantly. "You're finally asking the right questions," the voice said. "Pity it took this long. Be careful what you uncover. Some secrets don't just destroy marriages. They destroy legacies." When Harry woke the next morning, Meghan Markle was gone. No note. No explanation. Just a message from her assistant saying she'd taken time to reset. Andrew, sources confirmed, had also left the country. And in that silence, no denials, no lawsuits, no furious rebuttals, the world heard what words could no longer hide. Harry sat alone, realizing the truth wasn't one shocking revelation. It was this. He had been the last to know. And once that realization settles in, it doesn't just change how you see your marriage. It changes how you see your entire life.